Alrighty guys, welcome back with Tinker and a Timmy. Go ahead and do first little video on the 7.3 here. Did not have the engine cover, found that a couple weeks ago at Pick and Pull in Little Rock. Picked it up for 12 bucks. They go for $200 used on eBay for some ungodly reason, but that's what they're going for. It's had thermostat done and the thermostat housing up top. It's got the riff-raff turbo thingamabobber there, boot, elbow. It's also got the smaller ones that are under the cover there that are riff-raff. Oh, as you can see there, those are riff-raff as well. Kind of had to piece together the factory intake and everything and the air filter box. Found the box itself, top and bottom, in Houston, Texas when I was down there in February for Lone Star Throwdown 2025. Then happened to find this piece as well somewhere else. And then the intake boot I found up north of Searcy. There was a guy porting out a 7.3, and why it replaced those other ones was, you can see on this one, the one that was on the truck was worse than this, and it just happened to come with this other elbow piece. But the main thing was I was needing the boot here. And then also, whenever I got the engine cover, I was able to get the factory bolts and hardware and everything for the air filter box, where it actually stayed down before. I didn't know how that was or anything, and couldn't find it really online. So I had just ran all thread and bolts or nuts to keep that held down. Then also, while we're up here, I had to do the oil cooler. No, you can't see nothing under there, but it's got a brand new Mishimoto oil cooler done, as it was leaking and causing oil to get in the antifreeze, which that's been fixed. I did manage to take the headlights out of the original 96 over there. That's all about then the front side. We'll move back into the interior now. She didn't originally have these door panels. The original ones out of the 96 were actually in here. I gave to the buddy that actually owned this truck before I got it, because it didn't have any door panels at all. But I was able to find these at Pick and Pull a couple months ago out of a 95 F-150. And as you can see here, this is something that's not stock for the F250s. Normally the 250s have this style steering wheel, but you can tell that one's kind of chewed up. And so I pulled this steering wheel out of a 96 F-150, and then I was just being silly and found an airbag out of a 92 Lincoln Town Car. I've just kind of been making this whole truck my own thing, as you can tell. We've got the center spot, or the speedometer part of that, out of a, I want to say a 93, I think it was an E150, it might have been E250 van, Ford van. And normally it'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, where this one, as you can see, goes 5, 15, 25. Something just kind of being different. While we're in here as well, another thing I had to do was the overdrive switch was broke, and I actually was not shifting over to overdrive. So I was able to source one out of an F-150 and plugged right in, and that's worked. We have here Apple CarPlay touchscreen radio, Boss. I would show that it's Apple CarPlay, but I don't have my phone connected and it's wired. What else have we done in here? The dash pad, which actually I've got the original one here. As you can see, it was all busted up, and I was actually able to find or grab that dash pad out of the same truck I got the door panels out of. The dash bezel was, of course, all busted up like normal on these trucks. I had a spare one laying around. The only thing is it was for an F-150, so I had to cut out with a Dremel to get the weight to start and everything there to fit and go through. Interior wise, that's about it. Besides, started peeling window tint, never really finished. Installed a 12-inch Pioneer subwoofer. It does have aftermarket speakers in it. Another thing I had to do, which I've still got to do on this side, is find and replace the door harnesses. Like I said, the passenger side's been done, and here's the reason I went ahead and done it. As you can see, that it was just wire netted back together. When this truck was really found, it had been abandoned, and apparently some people come through here and cut the switch out, and the previous person that had the truck found the switch at Pick and Pull and cut it and just spliced it back in. It worked, but I'd rather not have wire netted wires. Didn't really want to butt connector it, and I don't have the means of soldering. I've never really soldered, so I wound up finding a passenger door harness for 20 bucks at a salvage yard, so figured that was worth going ahead and doing. Just replacing it with a factory one that was not cut up. As you can see, there's a tan gas tank door. That was actually the original one off that original bed. I'd pulled those before that original bed off that went to scrap, and this one didn't have one, so just put that on there for temporary. It had diesel filler neck up front and a gas filler neck in the rear, and now it does have both diesel. Back when I went to Lone Star Throwdown, down to on my way to Houston, I actually managed to find a salvage yard that had a 93 f250 with the 7.3 IDI, and grabbed that rear filler neck for $5. So now we can fill both tanks with diesel. Both tanks do work. Moving on now. Aftermarket taillights, those were actually originally in the 96 at one point. I just decided to go ahead and start switching things over to this truck. Oh, kind of jumpy here. My bad. My apologies for that. Along with that riffraff stuff, riffraff elbow boots and everything that we did, turbo boots, did manage to buy the OBS fuel bowl cap that's aluminum, and instead of replacing the cap and the filter every time, now with this, once it's time to replace the filter, the fuel filter, I'll be able to do just the filter and put this billet aluminum cap on there and just tidy up the top end of the motor. Yeah, doing a lot of rambling. And as you can see, it's got the aluminum tailgate paneling and different color tailgate. Tailgate matches the original color of the truck, but not the bed. I don't know what happened there. That's how it was whenever me and a friend first found it back in 2020, and he bought it. Here's what it actually originally come with. Just a bare tailgate, but I fell in love with years ago of having the aluminum paneling like the 96 has got here, and so I was able to score that tailgate and everything with aluminum paneling at Pick and Pull for like I want to say it was like 60 bucks. So I thought for me that was an upgrade, because that's something I've always liked, was having the tailgate panel. But so far, I mean, that's really all I've done with the truck so far. No idea as far as plans with it. Right now it's just a project that I've been tinkering with since October. I've had it that long and not really done a lot, but it's just been small stuff, tinkering with stuff. And I've thought about four-wheel drive swapping it. Then I was like, nah, I don't know. It might just look better with just a leveling kit and maybe some wide wheels. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the plan is with it now. But yeah, I just figured it was one of those things I've always wanted, a 7.3 OBS, and just happened to have something somebody else wanted, and so we traded. Backstory, actually, when I got this, no title. That was another reason the guy went ahead and traded, because that hard body I had a title and everything. And the original plan was, if I couldn't have got a title for this, then I was gonna do a single cab short bed, do an F250, and swap the 7.3 and automatic transmission over to that. But I was able to do some research, find the previous titled owner, and went through a title company and was able to actually get a title for this truck. And I did run a Carfax on it a while back, and as you can see, it was an original Texas truck. I will be the 4th titled owner, which I thought was pretty cool. But it made its way to Arkansas back in 2007, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it's been Southern truck its life, so of course it's got a fairly clean frame. I mean, that was one of the things I plan on doing eventually, is pulling the bed off and just cleaning up the rear frame and painting it. Probably gonna be doing the whole frame eventually, but just for starters, doing that, and maybe a spray-in bed liner, or maybe if I can just find a plastic lay-in bed liner like the 96's got at Pick and Pull. I might find one of those. If I can find one of those, just slap in here, because you can see it's kind of rough, and so I think either a spray-in bed liner or just one of the plastic lay-ins would work just fine. But yeah, that's just it for now on the old 7.3.